Okay. Yeah. So this is the concluding talk about our summer school and about what to do next. So first of all, I want to thank all of you students for participating in this summer school. All of the instructors, we all agree, it's unusual for us to work with such a smart group of students. You're all very, very good. And you all have crazy ideas for projects. But we'll see tomorrow, we'll see more about the projects. But what do we do next? What can you do next? You've got this little training account. You've been learning about the cloud. You know Azure, well, you've got some familiarity with Azure. Perhaps after the summer school, you never want to see Azure again. Perhaps you want to try something more. So if you want to try something more, we've got something for you. We have a special program. We call it our Azure for Research program. And this program is designed to give research students access to a non-trivial amount of Azure resources. So it consists of a couple 100,000 hours of Azure time. It is measured, it's basically a subscription with 32 cores that you have for 1 year. So 24 hours a day for 1 year, 32 cores. Plus lots of storage accounts and lots of other standard features. So it's not bad. It's very useful. And so anyway, it is a special program that we have. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program and how you could apply for this. So first of all, here's a little bit about the history of the program. The program's been going for about 9 months. And as you can see, we've got over 300 awards now that we've given out in 29 countries. And we've had over 600 applications. Now, most often, applications are rejected because I could tell the people that are applying don't really understand what the cloud is useful for. They don't understand the difference between a cloud and a supercomputer, or they don't have an idea of what to do with the cloud. You people have been working with the cloud, with Azure, for a week now, a long week, and so I think you do know a lot about the cloud. So your proposals will likely be accepted. You just have to have a good idea for something to do. So you can see from these charts the different places that the proposals come from. Now you notice in the area from the different regions, you don't see Russia there. Well, actually you do. There is a few so far in Russia. There's a picture there, Europe, UK, Brazil. Oh, it's other. Russia is other. So what I would like to see is a big piece of the pie from Russia. So you need to apply. The types of applications we get, almost all, the majority from computer science, but you notice we have applications and projects in medical and biosciences, in geosciences, in a lot of different areas. But most people are doing some big data project. That's the most common topic. And actually 1/3 of the big data projects that we support in this program happen to be bioinformatics, genomics, which is pretty interesting. Now I'm going to give you 4 little examples of projects that we have here. So the example projects, these are 4 that are favorites of mine. One was done very early on, used 2,000 cores. In the early days of Azure, it was very easy for me to get 2,000 cores because we had very few users. It's very, very hard for me to get 2,000 cores, so don't ask for it. But anyway, we had a project of a postdoc at the University of Washington that was looking at a statistical model of protein folding. And he was able to do a very, very large project on Azure, publish a paper in a very prestigious journal in a short amount of time because he had access to this. Another project down here in the lower right is a project that we did with, how many are familiar in France? There's a computer science institute, INRIA. Do you know INRIA? Yes, okay, you know INRIA. And we have a lot of relationships with INRIA. And one of the projects from INRIA was to take a look at fMRI scans of brains, and also to look for anomalies in the structure of the brain, little problem spots. At the same time, looking at the genome sequence for those patients, and in comparing to see if there was a correlation between certain types of anomalies and certain gene mutations, SNPs and double SNPs. And so this was a project that's been going on for a year. It's very interesting computer science, and I don't know if they've solved any medical problems, but it's really a good project. Now here's another one from a different part of the world. Okay, in a project we had in Japan with a graduate student in Japan, was looking at Japanese documents and trying to understand certain structures, historical structures and grammatical structures in Japanese documents. And no one had ever done this before, so this student went ahead and did this. It was a very interesting, very big project. That also used a very large, used 10,000 cores. And he did this by not having one collection of cores, but a whole bunch of these tiny accounts. And he tied them all together from, I think they were size 16 core accounts. And he tied them together to get 10,000, which was incredibly difficult. I know some of you are trying, one or two of the projects are tying together the training accounts. And you know how hard just 3 training accounts are to tie together. He tied together hundreds. Finally, the last one is, again, something that is bioinformatics using Hadoop. And this was a project that was done in the United States by a professor at Virginia Tech University. And that was a really exciting bioinformatics project, changing some of the standard bioinformatics algorithms to use Hadoop. Now, in the future, one of the things that we're going to emphasize is we have a new product. I wanted to talk about it here, but I couldn't talk about it here because it's not available yet in Russia. It'll probably be available sometime within the next year, and that is our new Azure Machine Learning Toolkit. And this is something we're very excited about because a lot of the data analysis that people do, they're really doing machine learning. And specifically, what they're looking on is predictive analytics. And I think some of the projects here are really doing something like that. But predictive analytics is taking any collection of data where you have a historical record of behaviors and to try to use machine learning techniques to predict future behaviors. And there's many, many applications of this. But what this system is, it's a very nice, easy to use system. It's a service. It's not a program you install, it's a service. And there's a picture, I don't know if you can see that on the right. Some of these, the projector doesn't pick up colors very well. Can you see the picture? Yeah, you can see it a little bit. But it looks very much like eScience Central workflow, where you connect together pieces of the system. And you compose a machine learning program on the web. And it runs in the background in Azure. And it's designed for people that are not superstar machine learning experts. It's designed for people that have a machine learning problem to solve, and an application problem. So we're going to make this also available to people that have our grant. So if this is a topic that's of interest to you, definitely apply for the grant. Oh yeah, here's some things it can do. Okay. I think it's good enough. Now, finally, my last slide for the day is this one. How do you apply for these grants? We have a website, azureforresearch.com. And if you look at the upper left-hand corner, azureforresearch.com. And on the right is a picture of the application page. It's a very, very simple application. You fill out this website. You need to write a proposal. About 3 pages in English, no more, maximum 3 pages in English, and you submit that to the website with a little abstract. We review the proposals every 2 months. So 6 times per year, we review proposals. And I would say this group has a very, very good chance that you will get your proposal accepted if you want to have access. Make sure you say in your proposal, by the way, I was a student at the wonderful Microsoft Research summer school on research in the cloud, being taught by the wonderful professors of Fox and so on. You put that in, and that'll also help your proposal to be accepted. Okay, so I want to see proposals from this group. You don't, no deadline, just when you write it, it's the 15th of every other month. So I think the next one actually is coming up next week, is the next deadline. So if you want to do it right away, it's coming up. It only takes a couple of days to write a proposal, maybe 1 day, and submit it. Now, so that's enough of that. Okay, so we're done with the classroom part of this. Oh, I wanted a couple of final announcements. First of all, you guys are really smart. We're very impressed by you. And we're looking forward to seeing these projects. And some of you are master's students and thinking about being PhD students. And if you're thinking about maybe applying for a PhD program, perhaps at Newcastle University or Indiana University, we have 2 professors here who are looking for really smart students. We also have Microsoft Research, which is always looking for interns. I think you guys would be great interns at Microsoft Research. So that's, take that seriously. It's an opportunity. Now, the last thing about your projects. Okay, I sent you an email yesterday that had the list of the presentation order, and so that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll start. I think I said we start at 9:30 in the letter, which that's not too bad, but you're going to be strictly limited to 15 minutes, very strict limit. And so your presentation, again, it's best if it has 3 slides, or if you have something to demo, 2 slides and a short demo. And I know some people do have something that they can demo. So the first slide should be, what is my big vision? What is the vision of our project? Where do we want to go? What are we thinking about? The big problem. The second slide in your project should be, well, here's what we got done. Just a description of, this is how much we got done. And because we don't expect that everybody finished everything. Okay? Some people maybe, but these are very big projects you started. So, and if you have something to demo, you can put that in place of the second slide. The third slide should be, what are the challenges that you had? What are the things that if you had no challenges, what did you learn about the cloud? But for us, it's good feedback to know this was hard, or the most difficult thing for us to learn was the following. And so just give us some lessons. So that's the last part of your presentation. It doesn't have to be big. So remember, 15 minutes maximum. I will stand up here with a big stick and a hook, and then we're going to Yandex. And Yandex is going to give us a nice party. And so how are we going to Yandex, by the way? Marita, do you know how do we get to Yandex tomorrow? Oh. By bus. Yay, no metro. By bus. Pardon? It will leave from here? Oh, I thought it was earlier. That's 5. Yeah, we may want to, because I thought it was 3 o'clock. Anyway, we'll go by bus to Yandex, and they'll give us a nice party. All right, so you have the rest of the day to work on your beautiful projects, and we look forward to seeing them tomorrow. Thank you.